We'll try to understand what Git is, what is a version control system, what is the difference between a centralized version control system and a distributed version control system. Git is a version control system, also called as source code management tool, given to the world by Linus Torvald in the year 2005. Currently it is being maintained by Junio Hamano, and the latest stable release is 2.26.2, which was released in April 2020. In a centralized version control system, we'll have a central server, and the developers who are working on the source code will commit that code to the central server. Now the problem with the centralized version control system is such that there is a single point of failure. If something happens to my central repository, that means that my entire source code is gone. Hence the world started moving from a centralized version control system to something which is called as a distributed version control system. Now in a distributed version control system, the developers who are working on the code will have a local repository of the code also with them, and whatever commit they are doing, they'll do to the local repository over here. Then if they get the approval from the management, they'll also push that code to the remote repository over here. The remote repository can be any server who is holding the Git repository. In common example, it can be GitHub or it can be GitLab also. The advantage of a distributed version control system is such that no single machine in an organization is important. Now Git is a classic example of a distributed version control system. In Git there are two important concepts, one being the local area and the another one being the remote area, also called as remote repository. The local area is again divided into three subcomponents. One is working directory, the another one is staging area, and we have third one which is the local repository, also called as production area or prod area. If I am working on a directory and if I want Git to track the code for me, I have to bring that code to the staging area. And if I have to bring that code to the staging area in Git, I have to use a command which is called as git add. Once the file is in the staging area, Git will track the code for me. That means whatever changes I am making to the code, Git will keep a track of it. Now if I am absolutely happy with the code and if I want to push that code to the production area, or if I want that code to be in the production area of my local repository, I'll do a git commit over here. So if I do a git commit over here, the file moves to the production area over here. And then if I get the management approval and if I want to push it to the remote repository or remote server over here, I'll do a command which is git push over here. Now just to show you some demo over here, so you can see that I'm using an Ubuntu machine, and to install Git the command is apt-get install git core. So using this command I'll install Git, then I have created the directory which is a pep directory. Now if I want Git to be initialized over here in this directory, I'll type a command git init. Once I type git init over here, it is telling that I have initialized empty Git repository, and in this folder pep it creates an hidden folder with .git which will have all the files and folders which are required to track the changes of my code. Then I create a file over here which is this 1.py, and in this 1.py I have a single statement over here. Now if I want this file to be in the staging area, I have to type a command which is git add and the file name over here. Once I type this and if I do git status over here, you can see that now the file over here is in the staging area, and it is telling me that you have a branch master over here and the changes to be committed over here. Now if I have to again bring these files from the staging area to the unstaged area, that means I want that Git should not track these files for me again, I'll type a command which is git remove -cached 1.py. Then again if I do a git status over here, you can see that I have one file which is an untracked file over here. If I have more than one files and if I want to bring all the files to the staging area, I'll type a command which is git add dot. Now if I do a git status over here, you will see that I am on branch master initial commit and I have 3 files which are in the staging area. If I have to reset this, then I'll type a command which is git reset, and then if I do git status over here, you can see that again all the 3 files are untracked files over here for me. So now if the once the file is in the staging area, any changes I make to the file, git will keep a track of it. So I have just changed the file 1.py, and then if I do a git status over here, you can see that the file has been modified. Now if I want to bring this file to the production area, local repository production area, I'll type a command which is git commit and -m flank stats for the message, and I'm saying changed file over here. So now you can see that one file changed, one insertion. Now if I type git status over here, you can see that I am on branch master, nothing to commit, the working directory is clean. That means in my production area now everything is clean. Now if I have like this 5 commits over here from C0 to C4 and I'm working on the master branch, suddenly there is one new feature which I have to add in my software. Now instead of working on the master branch, what I do is that I create a branch of the master branch, and in this case I have an hello world branch over here, and the hello world branch will have the exact file content which was present in the master branch, the C4 commit over here. So if I type, we'll check this. So if I type git branch over here, you can see that currently there is one branch which is the master branch over here. Now if I type git branch and the branch name, so I'm typing git branch testing, so I'm creating a testing branch over here. So I have 2 branches over here, the master branch and the testing branch. If I have to switch from one branch to another, I'll type a command which is git checkout and the branch name, so testing in this case, and it is telling me that switch to branch testing. Now in the testing branch I have a file which is 2.py, and I just pass on a simple message over here. If I do an ls-ltr or ll in Ubuntu, which is telling me that I have a file which is 2.py. Now if I bring that file to the staging area which is git at 2.py, and if I do a git commit over here with the message branch testing, you can see that I am on branch testing, and on my branch testing I have another file over here which is 2.py. Now if I do a git status over here, I am on branch testing, nothing to commit, the working directory is clean. Now if I again switch to the master branch over here using the command git checkout master, switch to branch master, and if I do git status over here on branch master, nothing to commit, the working directory is clean. Now but if I do an ll or ls-ltr, you can see that there is no 2.py file over here, because that 2.py file was added in my testing branch and not in my master branch over here. Now if I have a remote repository, and if I have to work on that remote repository and I want a local copy of that, so I'll do a command which is, I'll type a command in git which is git clone and the remote repository URL. So I'll have a clone of that or a copy of that original repository. Now there are some don'ts when working with git. The first don't is that don't commit directly to the master branch. The second don't is that when you have worked on your local branch, and if there is a management approval also, then don't hold up the work by not committing local branch changes to the remote branches. That means if you have the approval and you have everything fine in your local branch, push that changes to the remote branch also. Then never commit application secrets, passwords, tokens, certificates in public repositories, and do not commit large files in that repository. This will have a burden of increasing the size of the repository. Now just an assignment for you all. I hope that you can complete this assignment, and if you have any questions you can contact me over here. Thank you.